Well, a lot of them. Obviously the Easy 2s because it was like a legit 4-day camp out. So, but a lot of shoes. I mean, when I got my ray guns in, it was the first time I dealt with Soul Collector, and it was a shoe that I wanted for a long time. So obviously, like ray guns, when you see the prices, you're never like impressed or whatever. But to me, it's a shoe that I'll sell a lot of Jordans before I'll sell my ray guns. So that has emotional value, and I feel like shoes need to have emotional value. To a certain degree, at least. You don't have to like be passionate about everyone, but you have to, like, if you buy them, you have to have a little bit of love for it. Yeah, another shoe that's totally random, but that I'm never gonna get rid of is like my Adidas Kobe 2. Because of the way I got these shoes. At the time, I was living all the way up north in Abitibi, and the only way for me to actually get sneakers in general was to ask for my dad whenever he went down to Montreal for whichever reason. So if he could bring me back a pair of shoes, and just like the Kobe's, I just begged him before he left for Montreal, please, if you ever get a chance, like I told him. I remember it was the Place Vertu Foot Locker. Had a whole bunch of them, just trying to get rid of them. So I was like, please, they're on special. It's a perfect time. Can you just stop by? And I was lucky enough, like when he got home, I got my shoes, and that was just an amazing feeling. Yeah. Easy too. Which also, I don't know why people give it such a hard time. You can give all the resellers as much of a hard time as you want, and because here's my thing. If you don't like a shoe, how could you spend so much time arguing about it? Isn't it just one and done? Like, I don't like him, it's over. Like, if you're spending that much time, like, getting angry and hating on a shoe and how come it's going for that much, isn't there a part of you that kind of wants it? Yeah. Just because everybody loves it for all the wrong reasons doesn't mean you're not allowed to love it for the right ones. So, as of right now, I'm only missing the black and the tan easy one. Not the tans, the black and the gray easy ones.
Zen Grails.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy to have them. A lot of people were caught off guard, but how good these came out, like, because I feel like the consensus before they came out was like, if I had to choose, it would obviously be the black ones, but when, like, the more we saw these, the more they got love, and rightfully so. Awesome shoe. Probably the only Adidas we'll be showing. Well, I guess two. We can show two because, like I said, I'm a huge Lakers and Kobe fan. So, the Kobe 2 in still wearable condition. I remember I got these for my last season of basketball in high school. So yeah, basketball shoes to play basketball. Isn't that crazy, eh? Yeah, Kobe 2, and also the other Adidas, I guess, while we're on the subject. This one, nice. The Kobe 1. Very, very worn. As you can see, but again, it was super creative as a shoe. Like, even today, like, it still looks like an Audi TT today. And they took an Audi TT from back then and designed it. And I mean, the shoe still stands up. I mean, it's a love-hate shoe, obviously, but it's still, like, you know those, they did those Adi Powers and all gray ones a couple years back, and that made me think of the Kobe. So, like, even if they're old, they're still relevant. Well, not relevant. I'm a Nike head that's opening its horizon towards, like, New Balance, Asics, and
okay,
stuff.
so the New Balance thing is pretty recent.
It's recent buying, but I've had my eye on New Balance for a long time because just the number of collaborations. Like,
because you've only been so lucky in Montreal for the most part.
That and the fact that it's just you get caught up in the Jordan hype. So if it's already hard to get and you have like a Jumpman like in plain sight, it's gonna be super hard to like get involved.
Yeah.
But once I kind of like grew over that, and I see like it's quality materials. I think I'm right in saying it's the last major shoe brand to be completely functioning within the US. So that's pretty good. At least like they have their whole Made in USA series, which is awesome and
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely.
So yeah, and Asics also. But the problem with Asics is, if you do your research, you'll learn that they're not the best quality shoes, which is a shame because it's like they're good quality materials, but not best quality put together, which is a shame. But I personally never dealt with that problem, but I've heard about that, so it's a shame. But I'm still very open-minded towards Asics. To me, I'd rather spend my money on them than on Nike right now.
And do you find because you're looking more towards these trainer companies now that you're focusing more on like retro shoes in general?
Definitely, I've been regretting not buying shoes that, like, like a pair of Amsterdam for $600 was insane. But if you show that to me today, and I'm asking everybody I know if I don't have the money to collect that money to get that shoe at that price, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you just don't know at the time. But yeah, definitely this whole movement, like I feel like Nike kind of did it itself to me. Like it didn't happen because of resellers or because of like maybe a lot of people say like sneaker culture has lost a lot of soul. To me, it just happened because Nike as a business just disrespected me as a customer. That's when I really branched out. Because like the whole thing, like we were talking about the Elite series, to me is a joke. Like how can you sell a product for the entire NBA season and then try to sell me for 16 games that there's a better model of what that athlete was wearing? Like obviously the shoe takes a whole lot of time to design and manufacture, so it's been ready since the regular shoe. So come on, don't do that. Just charge me whatever you want to charge, but go right away with the best you have. Collabo, my first and only pair of Asics as of now.
Very nice.
95. And these came out because Ronnie Fag, if you don't know, recently, let me just take this. He recently just opened his second store in Miami, Kit. There's two in New York, one in Brooklyn, one in Manhattan. But to celebrate the opening of the one in Miami, he brought out two Jet Light 3s, which is an awesome model because of that tongue. This little detail. I'm surprised nobody did it before him, because it's so smart to me. It stands out so much without being so, like, I can't imagine it costing so much to produce it, you know what I mean? Like, it's effective and it stands out a lot, so. Definitely. And this colorway, plus the quality is just amazing, so. Very happy I got those. Sorry. I got these from the good people at Off the Hook. Undefeated.
Shoutouts to Off the Hook.
Yeah. Off the Hook. Awesome store. Gets a lot of good runners. You'd be surprised that they're the kings of the sneak attack. You never know what you're gonna get with them. But like they do get a lot of stuff, so you have to show respect where it's due. And so I just got this in a couple weeks ago, and these are just you just don't see these every day.
No, you do
Simple
not.
as that.
This, for people that don't know,
The Jeff Staple White Pigeon New Balance.
this is a very serious New Balance release from a few years ago.
There's also a gray pigeon out there, but just like the SB, it's for millionaires, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy to have these. Very, very happy. Beautiful. Obviously a staple, well represented. Yeah. Top 5 shoes that I have. I have to put the Tiffany's. I have to put my Diamond Dunks in there. I'm gonna put my White Pigeons, my Bacons. These are all recent cops, so that's why I've been so lucky. So that's 3. 2 more in my collection that I have. I guess I would have to put the Black Cement Jordan 3 no matter what, just because of I just wouldn't feel right not mentioning it. And for the last one, I guess, my Heineken. Can't go wrong with these. So I actually feel bad, I forgot about them for so long. But yeah, my Heineken, so yeah, that's I guess my top 5.
Sure.
But I feel like a top 5 should constantly change. Because you can always love a shoe, but it doesn't have to be your favorite forever, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Future is Remi and Nike for sure. Favorite collab. Remi and Nike.
Yeah.
That'd be my favorite collab for sure. But other than that, I think out of respect, you have to mention Futura, Stash, Pada. That's what you gotta put to me, like you gotta mention it, but I couldn't put it like an all-time greatest collab because it kind of like falls down to what you love. But there's people that have been like, Stash to me is so underrated because he's done an Air Force One High, he's done an Air Max 95, he's done so many different collabos for, like, to me he's very underrated. So did Futura. I mean, he did a lot for SB back in the day. I mean, from the Floam to the Futura Lows, to, you know, he's been huge for them. So yeah, also yeah, if you say collabos, you have to mention Ronnie Fi, Supreme, and whatever they do, but also Diamond, Stussy, Undefeated. I mean, everybody knows the brands, but just people-wise, I guess you could say Ronnie Fi is one of the best. I feel like today he is like single-handedly keeping the brand afloat, and that cannot be understated. So, and I personally like a lot of what he brings out. They're super beat, I'm telling you right away, but they're part of the manager pack.
Nice.
Which is awesome. So we got these. So I guess I don't know if I want to say the collab. We'll just show this. I guess you should know.
Yeah.
Let's not say.
You don't know.
This is one of them. The other one I have in that pack is probably the most sought after one, and my, I guess you could say not all-time favorite SB, but the shoe that marked me the most, the one that was like, oh my god. And it is, of course, the always popular Diamond Dunk. Again, and this, I love this shoe for a lot of reasons. One, if you know Nick Diamond and his story, is just amazing. To go from like selling skateboard hardware out of your trunk to collaborating with Nike and now having your own footwear brand, which is holding up, like it or not, it's still out there. But just the fact that you're selling bolts out of your trunk and now you're collaborating with the biggest company on, and now you have one of the all-time greats. So to me, like, Nick Diamond is a complete like inspiration to me. He's insane. Like, I feel like he still kept it true, which is crazy because like, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram or anything, but you still have like an in-depth look, kind of like, he lets you in. Obviously he's made it, but you can still like see that he still loves his shoes and just loves the skateboard culture, and that's why I really love him. Like, and it's just so damn beautiful with the croc skin. And this swoosh, which I don't know if it reminds, this swoosh was also used for the Krugers that never released, but if you like take time, this is the same thing. That's kind of like a cool thing about this shoe, that it got reused in a shoe that never released, but it was still there. Pink box I love, which is this one. This is Raygun SB. Not at all the most famous of the SBs or pink boxes or whatever, but I just love the commercial behind it, the whole marketing with the Roswell ray guns. And I don't know if you guys remember the Vince Carter commercials. It was just, to me it was insane. They came out with a home and away. This is actually the home, all black, which is awesome, of Nike, just to flip it just cause it's Nike. And they also had a jersey. So that whole thing really like got me into SB. Like, it's basketball and a lifestyle shoe, which was what SB was to me, was just lifestyle because I don't skateboard, so it was just perfect. And then you get to like, I just love shoes, so obviously I got informed into what it was, and then that's how I really got into SB. I feel the quality is alright for an SB. Like, you always have, like, I have high standards for SBs, and like, it's a gum bottom. Like, I'm a sucker for gum bottom.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Nike did this now.
Yeah.
That they put like a
Albert
different
Media.
color. We all remember for the ones like the box is crazy. The shoe it has like premium leather quality to it, and also the insole is nice. But on this one, they tried to do it again with the box, but it only came in like this whole thing. It looks more like a gimmick than an actual like sneakerhead detail kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Word. What would you use that for, anyways, right?
Like, it just looks so weird. But I guess you take what they give you. This I love them. This kind of detail to me is what it's all about in SBs. This and anything here. To me, any detail on the here is always nice. More of the recent boxes that I really love. Is this the right one? This one, yes. Just got around to finally getting a pair. Some skunks. Again, a 420 release. You gotta love Nike because they are ballsy. Like it or not, they're I always feel like they're a marketing company that happens to sell shoes. I mean, that's just what Nike does. They sell you. They could sell anything. And like again, this is a perfect example. 420 release. Obviously, people who need to know will know what this resembles. It also has the stash pocket inside, which this and the Cheech and Chong are basically the two SBs that to have that to my knowledge. And also again with the inside tongue in this one. With this little skunk. And I feel like most of us can relate. So anyways, yeah, it's all, that's why I feel like over time feel like I really fell in love with SBs because it's all in the details and stuff you can't find anywhere else. Just like we were talking about concepts, and another thing that they did that was amazing was this whole pack, which is, I guess you could say, is 2/3 of the pack if you're really gonna be picky, but I'm not. The first one to come out was the Red Lobster. This swoosh to me is just alone makes it worth in the inside. And also, it felt only right to, once you know sneakers, you get, if there's like a whole concept to a thing and you get, there's different shoes in a pack. If you get the red one, you might as well get the blue one, which is a bit more rare, but still, to me, a slept-on shoe, because once you actually see them and that swoosh, when it hits the light just right, very good SB. Considering the blue box SB, like very nice. Of course, yellow lobsters are a very far away dream. The only blazer SB I have, to me, because blazers aren't really my thing, but when it's a Supreme collabo like this, and this detail is insane. I'm so surprised Supreme got the rights to do this. Like they pulled it off with their name on here. And what I really like about this blazer is the like amazing leather all around, and just this here, how instead of like being all cheap and just stickering Nike here, it's actually just one piece of leather that somebody had to take a little knife and cut out the whole Nike and restitch it, and just the fact that it's not good anymore means that it was like it once was, and it like there's just this whole effort into a shoe is amazing. And the snakeskin swoosh, which you don't see that at all, I feel, ever. So yeah, awesome blazer. Other black, which to me, I guess what other black boxes I would want is Kruger's, if you count him as a black box, but that's not really relevant. I'll just show this before talking. MF Dooms. That ostrich front. Kind of like, it felt to me like Air Force One materials, because it has a flat lace, which is not regular on SBs. This lace lock, which is awesome, that kind of looked like an old Air Force One, But it's still an SB in its own right, because it's so puffy and you still have a clear sole, and like, to me this is just an awesome shoe, and this 3M all over here. Perfectly done. It's like, it's not outrageous, but still, devil is in the details, and that's why I love them.
Go. Yeah, I don't know, of course.
Why the hell not? This is kind of some recent heat, I guess some would say.
Oh yeah, I love this shit. To me,
Word
it's
up.
awesome.
You get
It
that
is.
shot later.
It's quite nice.
But again, the only thing that can be said, it's perfectly executed. The only thing that's missing is the quality. Look at here. You know how that moves? And this is speaking like as a die-hard SB fan. I'm like this compared to just how this flows, just the quality. You can see it right away. And how can this retail at twice or three times as much? And like, you know, it's insane. But still, I still really enjoy it.
Definitely, this is one for the young heads who couldn't get
Yeah,
the original.
yeah. Like if you really want to get into SBs, you don't have to spend $1,000 on the old ones. If don't do that right away, just get into like
Keep an eye out.
appreciating them, and if you can get these for retail, a little bit of retail, enjoy them, and then like in due time you'll get the mega rare shoes. Just it's not all about spending money. You have to grow into getting all of this. It doesn't just happen because you have money or
Yeah, patience.
just
is
because
the
you
key
feel
part.
like it. So yeah. And I guess the only one that's missing because he's so under the radar, but he's been doing it forever. I don't know if people know what this is. Anyways, the bacon.
It's a very important shoe.
Just to me, I feel like this is one of the more historical pieces I have in my collection.
Absolutely.
Because it's just, again, to me, a perfectly executed shoe. You don't have to love pink, you don't have to love an Air Max 90, you don't have, it's just so, everything is where it's supposed to be and the quality it's supposed to have. So what more can you ask for?
There you go. It's perfectly executed collaboration.
And I mean, if you know like DQM, like Dave is such an awesome character and a person, like he's just awesome. He has such a great personality and he's been thriving. I mean, the man has been in like an underground culture for so long and he's still relevant and still very important. So definitely very happy to have my DQ1 Bacon. It's one of those shoes that, you know, these kids, like I wasn't in the game, the sneaker game when these necessarily came out, you know, like we were all young I guess at this time, so to actually get to have this is like very happy.
Yeah.
It's insane. The last dunk I'm throwing is the most special one you can say to me, because when I finished high school, before going to CJEP, I backpacked across Europe, and the first stop was Paris, where I was born. So I went to the Nike on Champs-Élysées, and I went there for starting off. So I designed the shoe, and that was before the Gucci High came out, just in case anybody's wondering. This is obviously 07. So I went to Nike, did the design, and then did my trip, and I timed it so that I knew my trip was around a month, and that's how long it takes for Nike ID. So I did them before, went the whole route, and just right before leaving to go back to Canada, picked them up in Paris, and then I was on my way with my Gucci as dunk, I guess.
It's dope.
Yeah. So awesome shoe for me. Yeah, there's a few, like, I guess if we were to talk about Grails to make it relative, I have to talk about some SBs. And like I feel like SBs, what's awesome about it is that there's realistic Grails and just retarded Grails that you have to be super lucky to have. And like I would say my most, like not, like the shoe that I think that the most chance to eventually have that is really worth a whole lot of money to me is like the Pigeon Dunk. Like I am not afraid to spend or trade to get that shoe. That's one of my Grails. Pigeon Dunks, Paris Dunks, and then you get into like obviously like the Paris and Floam, but like basically underneath the Paris is like for a little cheaper. My Grails would have to be the Supreme Lows, the blacks, ideally, but the white and blue ones are also just amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go for
Just
it.
also like what I feel to be the most slept on Nike SB is like the Reese Forbes wheat. The first ones because the denim Reese Forbes get a whole lot of hype. That's a whole other level. But when you see that shoe in person, I don't have the chance to own it yet, but just seeing him, it's just so like perfect quality. It's just pure butter. It feels like. So that's also a shoe that I feel like I can have. You have to invest, but to me it's super worth it. Like, rather than you realize what a retail on a elite shoe is. Like when you compare that to shoes that came out 10 years ago that you can have for that same price. That's the option I'm going to go to. I guess this is my hype corner, and I say that in the best of way because hype doesn't have to be a negative term. Just because a lot of people like something doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, look at all the original Jordans. Everybody loves them, but it's for a reason. So this is a hype shoe that I love just because. So I kept this. I know I may not stand out, but if you look closely, it's a joke actually, I'm right here in the picture. So yeah, that's my 15 minutes of fame, right here. I'm only joking, but yeah. I just kept the paper because it just matches with this.
Moment of history for us.
Yeah. My first camp out, I feel like the first legit Montreal camp out. For a shoe that ultimately is beautiful, but kind of a deception to me. This is kind of weird. Shoes that I love, I'm talking kind of negative, but like as time passes, like I see them on foot, and this to me is just the best foam, kind of. Except for the Royal, like the original ones maybe, but like as a recent colorway foam, to me on foot, these are bananas. But when you look at him like a sneakerhead looks at him like this, like okay, so you just printed something on a foam basically. So, but am I happy to have him? Very, very much so. I'm grateful even, but I camped out, I got him, and yeah, I'm at least I'm honest enough to say just because I have them doesn't mean they're still the best shoe ever. Just like for the Supremes, sometimes you hit and you miss, but this is not a miss, it's just not perfect. But still an awesome shoe.